As far as changes, what can Clemson change? Do you bench Cade Klubnik?
Let me ask you this, and I've seen mixed reviews on it. He took that final play in his own hands.
Yes.
Dabo came out verbatim and said this was not an RPO. He was supposed to hand it off to Will Shipley.
Yep.
And that's one thing that pissed Will Shipley off at the beginning of the season when he had that tiff with C.J. Spiller.
Right.
And I get it. He may have read it like the linebackers were crashing in.
Right.
But they've got athletic linebackers on Miami's defense.
Yeah.
And unfortunately,
even if you read it that way, most of the time on RPO plays, it's set up to that if you do pull the ball, you have the blocking.
Yeah.
In that scenario, everybody assumed that the play was going to Shipley, and you go completely rogue. You have zero blocking.
Yeah, and I think
you put yourself out on an island, and he's not, some lightning-footed quarterback.
Yeah. And he's not in a position to do that. Like,
right.
You will see that in the NFL sometimes, but these guys are also getting paid millions upon millions to do that.
It'd be one thing too if you had Trevor Lawrence or Deshaun Watson who had won games and won big-time games, and they made that call, after being there a year or two. But, bro, you started like 6 games, and you're calling your own number in a season that kind of is hinging on you winning this game as to how everyone is viewing you at the moment.
Yeah.
You better get in there if you make that call, and unfortunately, he did not.
Yeah, and sometimes, like you said, some quarterbacks may have free reins to do that.
Right. He obviously did not.
No,
it was clear from everyone's comments after the game he did not have free reins to do that.
Yeah, some people are even saying and you even said this, they should bench him. I don't think
so. I don't. Well, first of all, I don't think you bench him because of that one play.
No.
If it's middle of the game and he pulls a stunt like that, sure, bench him for a quarter or two, depending on how the game's going. Just say, hey, man, we don't do that. But at this point, I don't think that they have anyone that's like head and shoulders better than him behind him.
And that's not a position you just bench somebody. Right. I'm sorry.
No. If it's a running back, sure.
Or a receiver.
Exactly.
Because I know there was plenty of times, keep going back to Carolina, but there's a couple of times, I think last year, where Cam Smith got benched.
Yeah.
Because of his antics. So
you can bench a corner, you can bench a running back for a few plays because it's easy. You can take them out for a few plays. You got another player that's played the position exactly, but you don't have rotating quarterbacks. So no, I wouldn't bench him. He would be running a lot this week.
Yeah,
he would definitely be doing some after dinners.
Yeah, it's just 2 disappointing losses for the teams we cover.
It's not going to get any better for South Carolina.
Us as Gamecock fans, it's just putting that knife in a little bit deeper. It's just not going to get any better because our schedule doesn't get any easier.
Yeah.
Looking at the schedule next year, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And
it's definitely not moving forward. You're adding in Texas and Oklahoma.
And we have Oklahoma next year.
Yeah, the only good thing about what the SEC is doing is it's going to mix up a lot more.
No more divisions.
Right, so maybe you'll catch a team on a down year, more than likely not.
I mean, but honestly, dude, if you look at the state of the SEC, even the East, because there's been years where the SEC East has not been good.
Right.
They're all coming along. I mean,
you can't hope for another team to have a down year. You've got to go out and get better.
Yeah.
That's the only way to make sure that you succeed as a program. You have to go out and get better. That starts with getting rid of coaches that aren't doing the job and aren't succeeding.
Hitting the portal.
Do it now.
Yep.
Recruiting well, hitting the portal, getting people in.
Yeah.
And just keeping the players that you have. That's going to be a big thing is keeping these young guys. You already got one that came out today for South Carolina, a defensive lineman that
Xavier McLeod.
We don't know the full details, so not going to talk a lot about it, but a player did leave. I think someone
I don't think he left. I think he was kicked off.
Dismissed from the team.
Yeah.
I guess. Again, this is all of
it's all
speculation.
Hearsay
at this point.
Confirmed. But it's just there's been it wasn't a good recruiting class for South Carolina in terms of people getting in trouble because we had the issues in the offseason with the true freshmen, this D lineman, and whatever happened. I've seen a few things. I know he had a family member reply to something. I've read a couple of things about the way they were in like high school and kind of how they approached this year. Again, it all could just be speculation. We don't truly know what happened. Wish him nothing but the best. But yeah, that's a position. He was Mr. Football last year.
Yeah.
Number 2 recruit out of the state of South Carolina last year. It's another loss in a key area for us that we don't have a lot of depth and production out of.
Yeah.
So, but that's just the life of being a Gamecock fan. Clemson fans kind of feeling our pain right now. But like I said, hopefully they can recover next week.